Well, good afternoon there, everyone, and welcome to coverage of Czechia versus Angola in main round Group 4 of the 2025 IHF Women's Handball World Championship. This is the first game of the day in the Westfalenhalle in Dortmund. And the first game for both of these sides in the main round. Two groups coming together, two sides coming into this match with victory on their minds. Little else will do for them as they look to make a push for a quarter-final spot. Czechia making their way out first onto the court. Veronika Mala, their team captain, leading them out. They got their first victory on Monday, 44-21 win against Cuba, which was enough to take them through. But overall, they've been a little bit disappointing by their own standards. This side who finished in the top 8 2 years ago reached the quarterfinals, but not feeling a far distant hope at the moment, unless they can get a victory here today to kickstart their campaign. Their win against Cuba came on the back of 2 disappointing losses. The opening day against Sweden, losing that one by 8, and then against Brazil, a big collapse for them. The second half, there were 5 goals to the good, ended up losing by 6, and that has left them now with a little bit dampened hopes when it comes to reaching a knockout round spot, but still anything possible in the main round. And if they can get a result today, put some pressure on the teams ahead of them, and then they'll feel like they'll be able to make a push later in the week. In the main round, this just being the second day, it's a little bit of an overview for you here with 4 groups of 6 teams rather, competing in this stage of the competition. There will be 3 matches for each of the teams because they carry through 2 results with them into the main round, which is why we can see Czechia, in this case, they've taken through the 2 results against the side that have qualified with them from the group, which unfortunately for the Czechs mean 2 losses. And as for Angola, they come into the round with 2 points on the board because they have 1 victory and 1 loss from the results that are carried over. And those results, Angolan's quite impressive in their opening 2 rounds of the competition, beating Kazakhstan 38-20, and then backing that up with a victory over Korea 34-23 before they eventually fell against a very strong Norway side 31-19. A little bit of a pity for them about their star line player and also one of the key defensive players, Albertina Kasoma, got 2 2-minute suspensions in the opening 10 minutes, which led to coach Carlos Viver take her out for the rest of the game. Left them a little bit short when it came to defensive power, but she'll be well rested and ready for this game, that's for sure. This Angolan side with a very interesting blend of generations of players. They are a nation that have become very used to competing at the World Championship. In fact, this is their 18th consecutive championship. They finished 4th in the main round. Last time around, 15th overall in 2023. So very much a side that can be guaranteed to challenge the European teams. And a few new young players coming through. And a fantastic coach in Carlos Viver, who led Spain to the World Championship final just 6 years ago. We're looking to make an impact here in the main round, and they'll see this match against Czechia as a fantastic opportunity for them to stay in the hunt for a spot in the quarterfinals. This main round, Group 4, which has seen groups G and H come together. The way we're set heading into this first day of matches, we have Norway and Brazil top of the group on 4 points apiece, and Sweden and Angola currently on 2 points apiece, with Czechia and Korea then trailing on 0 points and needing, in all likelihood, to get 3 wins out of 3 if they're going to have any hopes of making it through to the quarterfinals. And we have the Kowalczyk brothers, Alexei and Igor. They'll be looking after the contest today, a Moldovan pair. And, these 2 teams, never sure exactly how the levels will match up, as you have teams from different groups coming together. And also this Czechia side seeming to be on an upward trend, but can they make it happen for 60 minutes? We're going to find out soon. Before all that, we will have the 2 national anthems with a pair of teams.
Please stand up for the national anthem of
Beginning with Czechia.
And now the national anthem of Angola.
So we're all set for our opening game of the day, the afternoon throw-off on day 7 of the 2025 IHF Women's World Championship. It's Czechia versus Angola, main round, Group 4 on the cards today in Dortmund. Angola coming into this one as slight favourites based on the results so far, but this one looking very even on paper. A lot of unknowns when it comes to these two styles of play clashing against each other. Should be a fascinating goalkeeper battle as well. Sabrina Novotná and the Czech goal has been fantastic so far, a 36% save rate for her, while Marta Alberto slightly better, even 37%, the number 1 between the posts for Angola. This is how the group looks, as I mentioned earlier. Norway and Brazil, top of the pile at the moment. They'll be taking their games later on against Korea and Sweden, looking to extend their lead at the top of the group. It's all about the top 2 places. Czechia in their pursuit of that. Players to look out for them is Charlotta Sholovova, top scorer so far, number 96 in the left-back position with 20 goals to her name. Veronica Malo right beside her on the left wing, the team captain, a fantastic player, a real highlight reel. And in the centre, Kamila Kordowska has been pretty much playing as the sole playmaker throughout this championship so far. Plenty of options on the right-hand side for the Czechs as well. Stachkova, number 22. And Valeria Smetkova, number 35, have impressed at times. As for Angola, I mentioned there Marta Alberto in goal, the number 1. Will be the key part of Carlos Viver's plans to get a victory here this afternoon. Besides that, their goal scoring very nicely spread out. I mentioned Albertina Kasoma with her pair of suspensions a couple of days ago against Norway. She's top scorer with 13 goals on the line. Then you look at Dolores Rosario in the right wing with 11 goals, and Helena Paulo is the playmaker, also with 11. So they can hurt teams in every position, on the line, on the wings, and in the backcourt as well. They nicely spread out attack, which is always good to see, and will give this side a good chance. Looks like we're all set to go here. Referee's happy. The countdown is on. It will be Angola to get us underway in a few seconds' time in the all-white kit, and Czechia in the all-red. Simple as that. Looking down at the 2 teams here for the start of the game, I mentioned that Dolores Rosario is the top scorer on the wing. the number 7 on the near side here. Little hug with Veronica Mala. That'll be quite an interesting battle between the two of them. And also in the playmaker position, Helena Paolo, the number 8. I expect her to have a big role to play. Also in on the line there. They are seeing the good movement off the ball here early doors from Angola. It's Albertina Casoma, the number 10 on the line. Ball into her, and she finds a way through. On the top scorer, straight into the action. And straight in amongst the goals for Team Angola. Very patient play there. Good movement in the backcourt. Also, a lot of movement off the ball from the wings, from Casoma on the line. And giving Czechia a difficult start in defense there. No chance for them to get their hands on the opposition, get a few early tackles in and feel good about themselves. Suchkova starting in the right back position. Besides that, it's no real surprises with Jolovova in the number 96 for the Czechs, and Kamila Kordovska in the left back position for now. But she and Jolovova will be swapping between the left and centre back positions almost constantly throughout the game. Such is the nature of those positions nowadays. Suchkova from long range there. It's a fairly comfortable save, and a big round of applause from the bench. Big cheers coming up as Marta Alberto makes the first stop of the game. Skip pass out to the right and almost a steal there. They keep the ball moving, and a good save. Novotna keeps the shot out. Meanwhile, stoppage in play because Veronica Mala seemed to take a nasty hit there. She ran out to try and get the steal and clocked on the head. An accidental head-to-head collision. Juliana Macado in that right-back position. We have Azenaida Carlos, who's a very experienced player at Champions League level for Angola, who's in the extended squad but hasn't seen any action so far in the tournament and hasn't been included in the match day 16 today, which is a pity. But Macado has been doing pretty well in her absence. So Mala off for now. Early change for both sides as Klara Kubalkova comes in on the left wing, the number 88. She had plenty of time on court a couple of days ago in the victory over Cuba. A good game as well in the second half. Into the action straight away, getting her hands on the ball nice and early. Kordovska gets it back in the centre again. Lovely move to find a way through the defence and bouncing that one past the keeper. Kamila Kordovska opening the scoring for Czechia. The referee stopping play again, this time to offer a few words of calming advice to the defence and the line. He's asking everyone to be a little bit more careful. And once again, Angola going for the same setup that produced the first goal. Left winger coming in as the second line. And around comes Casoma in on the other side. Now that creates space on the left. Beautiful setup, but the shot just missing. Sneaking past the post. I think some of the fans in the arena thought that one went in. Not the case. Kordovska getting it back in the centre now. A bit of a rushed shot there from Marketa Shostakova. Trying to get herself on the scoreboard early, but that's two missed opportunities for her. Comfortable enough saves for Alberto. Early signs of just how tight this game could be today. As we see Marilla Kizelet coming in the right back position. Very versatile player. He can play in the wings, play in the backcourt, filling in the right back position now. Kizelet taking up the ball on the right-hand side. Laying off there, good movement in the backcourt, and the shot around the body of the defender and into the back of the net. Elena Paolo scores her first of the afternoon. Good transition play as well from the Angolans, getting back and forward with speed. That's not always something we associate with them as they get into the main round of the competition. With a team that play very physical handball at both ends of the court. They do tend to slow down a little bit as the tournament goes on, but they seem to be ready for this battle. Kudowska shot down low, is blocked down. Good defending in the center from Angola. She looks to go again, this time down the left. Cholovova, no space for the line. She's held up. Good defending. That's Helena Paulo getting involved in the defense as well. 3 passes taken on the passive play warning. Kamila Kudowska to take the shot from 9 meters. Blocked down once more, and a turnover for Angola. Chance for them in the counter-attack now. It's 3 against 3. Well, Paulo goes through all alone. Lovely counter-attacking. And all of that coming from a rock-hard defense from the Angolans. That's excellent play, weaving around Shostachkova. 2 in a row for Helena Paulo. Real confidence-boosting start for this side, who, as I said earlier, have been very impressive so far in this tournament. They were outmatched a little bit by Norway a couple of days ago, but comfortable victories against Kazakhstan and Korea, which is no guarantee, particularly the Korea result, to win by 11 goals. And they're backing it up here so far as the shot goes wide to the right. Chance in the counter-attack again. Great take, and no foul given that time. A smile on the face of Albertina Kasoma. I think she was expecting a penalty. Meanwhile, Czechia coming back, and Cholovova, ball out to the right-hand side before it slows down again. Cholovova trying to pull the strings in the center here. He's got space down the left, so runs right into the arms of the defender. There was a player down for Angola just momentarily, but Czechia unable to take advantage of that. Second line coming in, Zakova from the right-hand side, just trying to pin the defense, but all it does is kind of squeeze it in together, which I think suits Angola quite well. Now she goes in, creating space down the right, much better this time, and at the 3rd time of asking, Marketa Shostachkova gets her first goal of the game. There's a bit of hesitation there from Zakova, but when she fully committed to coming in from the wing, you can see why. It's drawing the defenders in, and Shostachkova using all that lovely space down the right-hand side to bring Czechia back within 1. Paulo looking for the line. This one off the post. The penalty is called this time around. And that connection between Helena Paulo and Albertina Kasoma proving very difficult to deal with. Lovely ball in. And Kasoma, 2 defenders around her, shakes them off. Cholovova trying to get out of the way, and Paulo now from the penalty line. Keeper went the right way, got a touch to it. And it goes into the back of the net. Nevertheless, 3rd goal in just 7.5 minutes. And Helena Paulo. Oh, that was a close one. Novotna was right to stay back on her line. She guessed the right way as well, but couldn't get that arm down to help keep it out. Veronica Mala back in, which is good to see. On the left wing and straight in as a 2nd line player. Holding strong. And the defense there is Vilma Nenganga. Also playing. That was almost a 2nd playmaker in that left back position. She and Paulo very, very good, both as playmakers, and you can see their importance to the defense as well. And that was a low percentage shot, you'd say. A decent attempt at it as it cracks off the post, but asking a lot of themselves there, Czechia. And you can see that they're finding it hard to create opportunities for themselves. Carlos Viver delighted with what he's seeing so far. The line switch again of Kasoma, making her way, and you can see her physical presence there, really outmatching anyone in the Czechian defense. And up for passive play, lovely movement. This time denied. Well, she had the physical attributes to get past everyone, both speed and height, but she couldn't find a way past the keeper. This time a beautiful save from Novotna. Chance down the wing now. Referees say no foul. I think that was the right call. Zakova trying to force the issue a little bit. Angola now with an overlap down the left-hand side. Shot from distance, and Novotná makes a save again. Now another counter-attack for Czechia. But the ball has got too much on it and out of reach for Zakova. Despite Sabrina Novotná's third save of the day, we give possession right back to the Angolans. A decent attempt. They're getting past the two-woman block, but Novotná was equal to it. And Ganga taking that shot. You can see her in the left-back position now. And the ball laid off, but after the free throw was given, attacker foul called against Machado. And Zakova looking for another chance down that right-hand side, and not quite getting her hands on it. The ball snatched back by Angola. And that is the luck of a man who might be taking an early timeout for Czechia. The side not really firing on all cylinders by any means here so far. Slow out of the blocks, and although they're creating opportunities, maybe not the shooting opportunities they want to be taking at this stage. Angola with the second line player fall into the line again. Wonderful take. Kasama finds the back of the net again. Second for her. Czechia looking for the quick response, and a clean through shot on goal. That's a big miss. I think that Alberto got a touch on that. There's the goal at one end from Kasama. And then Julie Frankova on the counter-attack, getting the clean breakthrough, but unable to find a way through. And it's 5-2 to Angola, 11 minutes on the clock here. Paulo, a save, rebound up for grabs, but landing inside the area is Zakova, so cheap possession given back to the Angolans. They're taking the shots on often and early, this Angolan side. Definitely not afraid to unleash shots against the opponent, which accounts for their high scoring in the opening two games. Just 19 goals for them against Norway. That can be expected. And once again, they find the line. And another goal for Albertina Kasoma. Now that early timeout is taken by Czechia, who find themselves in all sorts of trouble now. 6-2 to Angola.
Dostali sme 6 gólov, robia len to, čo sme si povedali. Otočiť tam, musíte tam s tým pivotom bojovať, otočiť tú zónu, keď ide von. Musíte byť bližšie k sebe proti tomu hráčovi. V útočnej fáze. Keď si to nebudeme dávať z ruky naľavo alebo napravo, tak my nič neurobíme. My musíme hrať kolektívne. To, že jedna sa rozbehne na bránu, to je k ničomu. Oni čo hrajú? Sa nehýbu ani, pomalé sú, ale my sa prispôsobujeme im. My to musíme dvihnúť. Tak počúvajte, v útoku, dajme si tam jeden objekt dlouhý, aby sme to roztiahli, rozpojívali jedničku, dlouhú a tieto veci. Hurby sa vymení z vám. Pomeň!
Plenty of frustration there for coach Tomáš Lovaty as he shares his feelings with the Czech team, who've struggled really at both ends of the court so far today. 6-2 the scoreline, but it's early days. Better to try and nip that one in the bud nice and early if possible. And if they can make some small adjustments, we've seen what this Czech side is capable of. Bringing in the line player to a bit more action here, and Šalovova again going for that near post and unable to find the goal. And he's gotten through the defense a couple of times, but clipping that near post twice now. All across Mercado, a lovely ball back inside. That is beautiful play from Angola. And the first goal for Vilma Nenganga was all about the pass back inside to her. And Juliana Mercado deserving a lot of credit for that one, as Šalovova really trying to force the issue now. Giving the turnover. She is 0 from 3 so far in this game. Czechia's top scorer in the competition. An impressive 20 goals to her name so far in 3 matches, but unable to add to that so far. And almost 6.5 minutes since Czechia got their second goal of this game. Another ball into the line, and it's almost simple the way she's making it look. Albertina Kasoma with her 4th goal. She's racking them up now. And Angola, out of the timeout, have just extended their lead. A 5-0 run since Czechia last scored. And they won't be scoring like that. It's almost a shock for this Czech side that they've come up against this defense and come up against this woman on the line. As Albertina Kasoma has dominated them. Her impact on the defense can't be understated either. It's really a big role in keeping this opposition out, but this time going down low is Kamila Kordowska, shooting around the body, and she gets her 2nd goal of the contest. 7 minutes of a dry spell there for the Czechs. They're back in with just their 3rd goal of the contest. 8-3 as we head into the 2nd quarter. A change up in the backcourt for Angola as Grialo comes in, the number 90 on the ball here. And a good save down low, but landing inside the area, looking for the rebound. I think Kordowska figured she could get a free throw from the referees there. And there's no shove on her, she kind of just landed inside, but that's a little bit of the fear that has been installed in them from Albertina Kasoma's performance on the line. She's out for now. There's been a few changes in this Angolan side as they try to keep everyone fresh. Not able to find a way through this time. Loose ball in half court, and Kordowska laying it off. And finally, Czechia get themselves a counter-attack goal. They've had a few chances, but Veronika Vavdrova makes it 2 in a row for the Czechs. Well, Lilian Mario coming in on the line as well. For Angola, they've made a couple of changes, and already you can see the difference. But we'll see if they're able to settle in quickly and keep up the good work their teammates have done in these first 15. Ball laid off, sidearm shot right down the center. Ball up for grabs on the line, taken by Lilian Mario, holding off the 2 defenders as she picks up that rebound. Stroke of luck there for Angola, but full credit to Lilian Mario. Holding strong there, a little bit of a shove in the back. Unable to get on that ball, Smetkova. Here is Smetkova now from range, but that's about a good 1.5 meters over the crossbar. That's unable to get a real hang on that shot. And a cheap possession given back to Angola, which is not what Coach Vlati wants to see at this point. They haven't really been taking care of the ball in these opening 16 minutes. More changes from Carlos Vieira, really rotating the squad. That's a good sign, particularly in terms of the team's longevity in this main round. There's big games to come, game after game here, but this game still in its early stages, and if they give away balls like that, nothing is guaranteed. The deficit cut down to 4 as Eliška Desotova gets her 1st goal of the game. Good movement there on the line, bringing the wings into play as well. And it's good, versatile handball here. Everyone happy to play the ball, everyone happy to have it controlled anywhere in the court. And you can see what it does in the end. Lovely stuff as Dolores Rosario gets herself on the scoreboard. She's very capable as a backcourt player as well, it seems. And, you can bring in a line player like Lilian Mario who can also move that quickly. So nice to see. Quick response for the Czechs, giving Angola a taste of their own medicine. That ball into the line. The fluid attacking play there from Angola, really lovely to see. Oh, looking for the in-flight there, but landing inside the area, that is a pity. Helena Paulo, that's another goal. This time won't count, but that was not like any in-flight pass and goal you're likely to see anywhere else. It's very, very interesting. Caught everyone off guard there. But Paolo just landing as she released the shot. You can see there her foot clearly down inside the area. I think she knew it as well. A nice effort. She comes back into play. Her break short-lived. But it's just a case of getting everyone a couple of minutes break before they go back out to play. They've gone back to the strongest or starting lineup as they try to force the ball through there. Lovely shot across the face of goal into the bottom corner. Then Ganga with the goal, and it's a 2-minute suspension to go on top of it. See there, she finds that gap created on the line by Kasoma. Just forces her way through. It would have been a penalty if she hadn't scored, but what a shot that was as well. There was literally one place that ball could go, and she found it into the bottom corner. Yes, Stripkova off for a 2-minute suspension. And Desertova in the center now. Shalovova, despite her troubles so far, still out there. And the shot in. A lovely finish from Smetkova. Her first goal. There's a bit of persistence needed on this Czech side as Smetkova shows third attempt, and this time she finds the goal. And hopefully that'll be a bit of an inspiration for Shalovova. 0 from 3 herself in this match so far. 4 goals between the sides. Czechia a woman short here, so plenty of space to play into. An attacker foul called. Lovely work there, getting across just in the nick of time. A heavy collision as well as Vilma Nganga. Feels a little bit harsh there. Not exactly sure if Smetkova had occupied that space first. She was coming across from the side. And the referees hesitated a little bit. Carlos Viver, a head and hands moment, I think, suggests what he thinks of that situation. A bit of a let off there for Czechia. Look to kill off the rest of this suspension now. Smetkova laying it out to the wing a little bit too slowly. They have to set up again. Desertova and Cholovova. Will she be the one to take the shot this time? No, it's Smetkova again. 2 in a row for her. Czechia finally getting a bit of joy in the attack. That moment of hesitation from Paolo, just allowing Smetkova to get within range for that shot. Czechia back up to full strength now. Just in time as Angola set up a brand new attack. You see the turnover count, 5 for Angola so far. It hasn't hurt them too much in this game. This has maybe limited the lead they could have built. Looking for the line initially, going out to the right-hand side. Another attacker foul. The pass just coming across too late. Then Machado had nowhere to go except to run straight into the defender. 3 in succession now for Czechia. As Desertova, that's her second of the contest. Back within 2 now. It's been a bit of a purple patch for the Czechs. Angola hurting themselves a little bit with some attacker fouls. They've taken a timeout. Let's listen in.
Ataques de la gañota. Hay que coordinarlo bien. Si estamos arriba, estamos hasta el fin, Leila. Hasta el fin. Y la otra se queda con la pivot. ¿De acuerdo? Vamos a coordinarlo, Vilma. Sí, pivote entre 2 y 3. Ataque de gañota. Sube ella y trabaja el 1 contra 1 y tú te quedas con pivote. Sin duda, ¿ok? Vamos a jugar. Volvemos otra vez a alguna circulación simple, ¿vale? Circulaciones simples. Si hay falta, sacamos a punta con 4, ¿vale? Y si no, unos más puño, ¿de acuerdo? Por un lado y por el otro. Venga, vamos, dale.
Very much a tactical timeout there from Carlos Viver. As he lays out what he wants to see from the team. Also, an attempt to kill off a little bit of the momentum that Czechia have been building in the last few minutes to give his team a chance to breathe. 2-goal game here. And Angola, who've dominated this opening 20 minutes, all of a sudden realizing the opposition aren't too shabby after all. 21.5 minutes in this first half gone. A 3-0 run in very quick succession for the Czechs to bring themselves back within striking distance. Let's see how Angola respond. Paulo, all out to the right. Good movement again. 2 line players in there, and the penalty given. That was clear as soon as she got her hands on that ball. Just wanting to get the shot away, even if the likelihood of scoring wasn't there for Marcela Tati. Left winger, and came in on the line. Good take from her. She could feel the hole in the back, and the idea to take the shot, very smart. So let's see what they can do from the penalty line here. Keeper stepped the wrong way. And Vilma Menganga adds another goal to her tally. See there, she's waiting. The 2 players waiting for the first one to commit. In the end, it was Novotná. She dived out to her right-hand side, the ball going the opposite corner. Desertova looking for the ball out to the left. No avenue for Cholovova, so they go back again. Cholovova into Desertova. Finds space, finds a route to goal again. She's been a fantastic introduction for this Czech side into the backcourt. Eliška Desertova. 3 goals in a short period of time. Spearheading this Czech comeback late in the first half. Second line in again. It's a staple of this Angolan attack, and not even on that occasion. Free throw given. Felt like that was a tight call. Paula missed the shot anyway, but we'll go again. Helena Paulo has been a fantastic performer so far today. That's a lovely piece of play. The defense left for dead. Juliana Macaro, the first of the day. She's come up with some really nice plays, set up her teammates, and this time going alone. Lovely move, seeing all that space open up in front of her. It goes to show the technical ability these players have. Their comfort on the ball, really impressive. Desertova out to the wing, no space for Mala. She's been very quiet in this game so far. Almost a turnover. Cholovova gets her hands back on the ball. Passive play warning now. Charlotta Cholovova lays it off. Shot from distance, a comfortable save, but the referees call for a free throw again. Just 1 pass left for the Czechs in this passive play warning. Desertova, she's the hot hand, goes for the shot again. This time denied by Alberto. Just over 5 minutes left to play in this first half. Are the Angolans reclaiming a bit of control on this game? Czechia have had their moment, they've had their comeback, but now can they keep it going until half-time? Paulo. In comes Menganga. Paulo again, high challenge on her. She gets the shot away. Coming in at such speed, the ability to go from 0 to 60 in a flash is very impressive as well from this Angolan side. There's been a lot of good stuff about this first half performance. Menganga again ambles her way into the center. Now she's going. Paulo trying to use the defenders there to catch out the goalkeeper. It's blocked instead on a corner ball for the Angolans. 2 passes left for them in their own passive play warning now. The referee stopping the time there. Almost a hint of time wasting. And now it's the referees who stop the clock. We're back underway now. Ball into the line. This time a little too much on it. And unable to be claimed by Kasoma. Czechia on the counter-attack. Desertova. Ball into the line, but there's nobody home. And it's given the ball back to Angola. Chance for them to break. They see the opportunity dissipate and they slow it down. They're happy to try and control the pace here at the moment, Angola. They've got the 3-goal lead. The onus is on Czechia to push the tempo. And here goes Macado. Finds a way through. Again, her movement's so good. This time, second tackle from Smetkova. This ensures she only gets a free throw, not a clean shot on goal. The saving percentages there, it's very even. Czechia with fewer shots on goal, just 15 in total, 19 for Angola. Ball into the line again, and it feels like there was holding on from behind there. The referee's not really paying attention to it. They give a free throw, but more because the defender was inside the area. There we go again. 2 passes left. Again, into the line, but 2 defenders all over the line player. I don't know what their teammates expect from her in that situation. But also something the referees seem to not be noticing. And as long as the Czech defenders keep getting away with it, well, they're going to keep doing it. But, we'll see if Carlos Viver was able to share a few words with the referees at halftime about that. Meanwhile, the Czechs look to make it a 2-goal game again. Smetkova, ball out to Cholovova. Nowhere for her to go, and she gives the ball away on an attacker foul. It's been a first half to forget for the Czechs' top player. A lovely shot from range there, off the post and in. Vilma Nganga makes it a 4-goal game. Cholovova, ball back in. Kordovska joins the attack, and it's another timeout taken by Czechia. They've burnt their second timeout of the game already. So just under 3 minutes left to play in this first half. Let's hear what he has to say.
Urobíte si maxa, výmena, dostaneš sem hneď na prvú. Ty to len roztiahneš a ten pivot ostane tu. A potom napadneme jeden, druhý priestor. Keď nič nevyhráme, tuto to otočíš, zacloním a pôjdeme hrať von. Keď nič, krídlo ide za ňu a hráme ďalej. A do tlaku, je to jasné? Obyčajne, klasický max sem, urobím tlak, odtiahnem, jedna, druhá, tretia.
Interesting from Coach Wati to take the timeout so early in this game. Overall, to take a second timeout means they just have one to take in the second half, which of course they'll be looking to use as late as possible. Hopefully for them, the scoreline will require it. Let's see if it pays off here. 2.5 minutes left to play in this first half. They've gone in with the starting left and centre back, and the ball thrown away there. That's Kordovska. Isn't really paying attention. They're still in possession, Czechia now. They go for the same move. Kordovska shifts out to the right, ball into the line. That was almost too simple in the end. Lovely setup play. Karolina Penisova gets her goal. First of the day for her. First time they've really used the line player today. Just peeling away at the right time, just as the coach asked for. And that will give a bit of confidence to the Czech attack, knowing they can find a way through with relative ease. Then Ganga through all alone. There's, speaking of relative ease, that one was a little bit too easy for Vilma Nganga. Her 5th goal of the half. Penalty, one down the other end. Could be a 2-minute suspension as well, as Kamila Kordovska breaks through. Couldn't get the goal, but the referee's in discussion about the punishment. It is a 2-minute suspension given to Helena Paulo. Angola will end the first half and begin the second half a woman short. You see the contact there just as Kordovska went through. Paulo wasn't too sure about it. Didn't feel like there was much in that one. She looks up at the screen to see if there was going to be a replay, but oh, that's unfortunate. The keeper got pretty much everything on that you could ask for, but it goes over the line. Nevertheless, Valeria Smetkova with a little bit of luck there, just dropping in underneath the crossbar, despite a very good effort from Marta Alberto. And making it a 3-goal game, final minute of this first half now. Angola a woman short, so they're playing without the goalkeeper in attack. Ball into the line, it's been a while, and that shot well saved by Novotna. That's on the counter now for Czechia. They can make it a 2-goal game here by half-time. They'll be pretty happy because they've been well and truly outplayed for this opening 30 minutes. Sabrina Novotna's 7 saves has kept them in the contest. Peshova coming back in on the line, this time on the near side. Empty switch out to the wing, and it's going to be a penalty. That was a little bit unnecessary, you have to say. Mercado coming across and deciding to come in. She could have stood there and made it a tight angle. That, I think, is well worth a 2-minute suspension.
2-minute suspension against Angola. Number 6.
A bit of a loss in discipline there at the end of the first half from the Angolans. Leave them 2 players short. And Veronica Mala getting a bit of attention there. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, just a bit of a contact injury. She collides there with Machado. There was really no need for that. It's going to hurt in the morning anyway. She'll I think survive in this game with the adrenaline. And Mala back on her feet now. And another penalty for the Czechs. Sholovova to take it. Hasn't scored so far in this game. She finally fixes that with seconds to spare in the first half. Scoring from the penalty line. Angola now with 5 seconds left to respond. And they do something here from distance. The shot going wide to the right. And that will do it for the first half here. Angola, the dominant side for the majority of this first half. But they only have a 2-goal lead to show for it. Czechia with a couple of purple patches midway through the first half, and right at the end here, bringing them back into the game, coupled with a little bit of a loss in discipline in the Angolan defense. But overall, a very interesting game so far, and we're beautifully poised heading into the second half. It's Czechia 13, Angola 15. As the players make their way off for halftime, we'll take a break of our own. See you soon for the second half.
Wieder zurück hier unten auf dem Feld mit den entsprechenden Zahlen zur ersten Halbzeit. Bis gleich. Ona najednou skočila, že už jsem to jako prostě...
Druhý poločas to stalo.
Let's have a look at the match statistics of the first half. Let's have a look at the both team. We see Czechia 13, Angola 15. Let's have a look at the shooting efficiency. Lass uns mal auf die Angriffseffektivität schauen. 52% sind es bei Tschechien, knapp darüber Angola mit 58%. Beide mit 100% vom Strich.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our coverage of Czechia versus Angola. 2 minutes until throw-off for the second half. This is the opening game for both of these sides in the main round of this 2025 World Championship. And it's Angola leading by 2 at the break in our 2 early games taking place here in Dortmund and the other one over in Rotterdam in Netherlands. The non-European sides giving the Central European sides a bit of a runaround so far. Angola led by as much as 5 against Czechia, now just a 2-goal game. And over in Rotterdam, Japan, the Asian champions leading Switzerland 13-10 at the break. They led by as much as 6, so late flurries from the European sides to give themselves a chance here in the second half, giving themselves something to fight for. But, from what we've seen here so far today, the Angolans have definitely been the more impressive side. It doesn't really matter if you can't make it count on this scoreboard. We'll see if they can do that here in the second half. Czechia will have tried to figure out a few more ways to exploit this side. Angola themselves found it a bit more difficult in the second quarter to play the ball into Albertina Casoma on the line. She was quite dominant in the opening 15 minutes. 4 goals for her, winning a couple of penalties as well. But kept under wraps a little bit after that. We'll see if that's something they can fix in the second half, which is just about to begin. Czechia will get us underway. And the all-red kit attacking from left to right. Angola in the all-white. And looks like Karolina Pešová is back in on the line. She'll get the game started. We had a goal late on in the first half, really the first time a line player was included for the Czechs in that opening 30 minutes. A tricky day at the office so far for Charlotte Sholovova. Just 1 goal from 4 attempts for her. There she is. And, that goal coming from a penalty right before half-time. But Eliška Desertova came in, did very well. Valerie Smetkova as well in the right-back position. Smetkova starts. And Kamila Kordovska has had an up-and-down day so far, returning as the playmaker. Ball out to the right wing there. We resume with a 6-on-4 attack here for Czechia, so they should score immediately, and they do exactly that through Kordovska. And this is as close as they've been practically since the start of the game. One between the sides, and a big boost at the beginning of the second half to be 2 players up. That little bit of ill discipline from the Angolans late in the first half coming back to haunt them. Just 1 player short now, and they've taken the goalkeeper out. And the attack to even up the odds, 6-on-6, so we'll see if they can resume their goal-scoring habits from the first half. A shot from distance, oh, lovely finish into the bottom right-hand corner. Vilma Nganga, out of nowhere really, after the free throw, finding her way through. Use of their extra woman in attack there. That's a lovely long-range shot. Beautiful reverse angle as well of it. Is leaning away from the defender. And Novotná getting down low, but unable to get to it. And Angola now back up to full strength. See down at the bottom of your screen there, Coach Thomas Lovati trying to show his defense how they should be moving. We'll see if it has any impact. A good save there from Novotná. A chance on the counter-attack now. Ball out to Mala. Lovely play, and finally see Mala unlocked on that left wing of the Czech attack. Her first goal of the day. It all came from this save from Novotná. And her hands on it quickly and got that counter-attack going. Czechia haven't been able to push the counter-attack too often so far today. And the celebrations on the sideline as the Czech players believe once again they're in with a chance here. A turnover given. Not too sure what the call was there. They go on the counter once again, looking for 2 in a row with the shot off the crossbar. Angola got possession once more. A bit of a let-off there. It seemed like the call against them was pretty harsh to begin with. There was a foul on the line. Didn't look like there was too much going on there. If anything, it's been a bit of over-aggression on the Czech defense on their line player. Not how the referees are seeing it at the moment. You see there, just look at the line player, that both players holding on to her, but it doesn't matter. She just creates space in the center, and Juliana Macauro gets the breakthrough right down the heart of the defense. It peels away at the right time, and Macauro with space to play 1 against 1. A wicked shot on her as well once she lets it loose. Empty switch, Kudowska. Bang it off to Smetkova. And to find space on the wing there, which was a little bit slow getting moving again. Tight, a little bit nervy start to this second half. You feel like that's going to be the way this game goes now. Both sides knowing the importance of it. Both needing a victory here to stay alive in the race for the quarterfinals. Kudowska. Oh, that one bundled in through the legs of the keeper. A little bit lucky there. She's got a bit of joy now with those long-range shots that hasn't quite got up, but around the bodies of the defenders. See how she releases this one through the pair. It takes a little bit off the shot. Makes it difficult for Marta Alberto to make the save. Being frustrated with her defenders there, not getting the block in. Another goal, but this one not counting. Free throw given to Paolo instead. Guialo waiting in the left back position. Lovely breakthrough there and a good finish as well. Angola still finding a way through with relative ease. First goal of the day for Guialo after 3 missed attempts earlier. Smetkova laying that ball out. Mala all alone in the left wing, and she gets her second goal. The team's trading goals here in the opening 5 minutes of this second half. See the activity from Tomasz Hlivati, the Czech coach, trying to get across to his team that they got to be a bit more switched on in defense. Over-committing a second player a little bit too easily there. As we saw Guialo make her way through down that left-hand side. Paolo now in the center, into the line, spills free, and a free throw given. It's becoming a difficult day now for Kasama on the line. She's being handled with anything but care from the Czech defense. Lovely save, the rebound picked up. Angola still in possession. Slow it down and set up all over again. Novotna once again holding her ground. Save number 9 for her today. A very solid 33% save rate. Angola's Marta Alberto 26%, so winning that goalkeeper battle slightly. The Czechs on the scoreboard. It's still just a 1-goal game. Massive play now against Angola. They have a corner ball with 4 passes to make something happen. And Elena Paolo from deep here up against Kordovska. She's got room to run into. And the travelling violation called. Czechia looking to push the counter-attack through Smetkova. There's space down the left if they get the ball out there. Ball into Kordovska again. Smetkova running into space, winning the free throw only. Well, the Czechs have been in this position on a couple of occasions in this tournament so far. With a quarter of the game left to play against Sweden, just 2 goals down. They ended up losing by 8. At this stage in the second half against Brazil, they were up by 5, ended up losing by 6. So hoping they can avoid that kind of collapse here in the second half. And that they've taken some lessons away from those defeats last week. Kordovska back to Smetkova again. That simple play, a bit hesitant from the Czechs. And a hand up for passive play again. 1 pass too many, and just not quite switched on to what they needed to do there, Czechia, giving that ball away without taking a shot. turnover count favoring the Czechs still, 10-7. Overall, better save percentage. They haven't given the ball away as much. It just isn't working for them overall, though. That is a lovely shot. The standing shots from distance from this Angolan side are really second to none. Bilma Nganga with another one. And, able to generate such power from 9 meters without the jump shot. Catching the defenders, catching the keeper off guard. And not only that, but they're placing them so nicely as well. How many shots have we seen come off the post and in? This time, Novotná reading it well, but unable to get down and make the save. Kordovska into Cholovova again. Cholovova with her quietest game of the tournament so far. Can she come to life here at a crucial time? Smetkova. That's a little bit of a glancing blow to the face. She wins the free throw. Here she is from 9 meters out, blocked down. The defenders reading that one well. Czechia slower and slower in their attack here. The ball across is a nice idea. Not quite coming off though, and once again a free throw. Just one pass left in the passive play warning. Looking for the line, and again they're not reading that. That's twice now that they've taken the passive play warning, completely ignored it, and taken 5 passes. And the Czechs can't really take another time out here already. They only have 1 left to take, and there's still 21 minutes left to go. I did wonder at the end of the first half if they'd taken that second one a little bit too early for their own good. So it's proving to be the way the attack is playing right now. A lovely breakthrough. Good save at the near post from Novotná. She's the only one keeping the Czechs alive right now. Still just 2 between them. Smetkova again. Kordovska trying to go alone, but running into the defense. They're not coming up with anything here. It's all individual plays from the Czechs. We know what they're capable of in this backcourt. They can move the ball really nicely together. And they've decided to change things up. Eliška Dezertova, who was very good in the first half, now being brought back in. And she changed their fortunes. Empty switch brings her down to the left-hand side. Cholovova not fancying the goal. Dezertova with the attacker foul against her. Solid defense again from Angola. Holding out very strongly here in the second half. Griallo, 2 line players to choose, goes for the big target and winning the penalty again. Albertina Kazama finds a way through. She gets out of the heavy hitting central block for the Czechs. Goes 1 against 1 against Cholovova, and she's had a lot of joy in that particular battle. Another penalty won. Can then Nganga put it away? No, she can't. Save by Novotná. She picks up the rebound, but the free throw was called already. The referees maybe blowing a whistle a bit early there. The Czechs had to pick up the rebound, ending up inside the area. But the referees just allowed it to be played on for a moment. Then Nganga would have been clean through on goal. Griallo in the center, looking for the line again. Same setup, same result, another penalty won. It's really a sight to behold, and I think teams doing some research into Angola for the first time as a prospective main round opponent will not be looking forward to the battle with Albertina Kazama. Let's see what they can do from the penalty here. And it's another save, 2 penalty stops in a row for Sabrina Novotná, who continues to drag this Czech side kicking and screaming into this game. Otherwise, they'd be completely lost. And there's an interesting steal. The ball plucked out of the hands of Dezertova. Referees say, well, that's okay. 2 penalty stops in a row. A 39% save rate for Sabrina Novotná overall. Angola need a goal here. They've been on top defensively, not making a show on the scoreboard at the moment with 2 penalties missed in quick succession. Meanwhile, there's a Czech player down on the ground, Desartova, and the referee stopping play for that. Albertina Kasoma, she's looking at the penalties she's winning and seeing them being wasted. And the feeling she has to take matters into her own hands and not just win penalties, but score goals by herself, like she did in the opening quarter of this game. 4 goals for her. Been a while since either team scored. Another ball into the line. This time she does find a way through. Albertina Kasoma adding her 5th goal, ending a 5-minute barren spell for the Angolans. And Czechia doing right the same down the other end of the court. Almost 7.5 minutes since they were on the board, and Mishka Desartova flying through that left-hand side gap. After a barren spell for both teams, both scoring very quickly one after another. We're back where we were, 2 goals between the teams. In comes then Ganga into the center. Long range shot in off the post, rebound picked up. Good take there from Kasoma. Did so well there, the quickest to react as that ball came flying back at her from the post. Very good attempt as well, the underarm shot. The rebound picked up. Angola with a brand new attack. Kasoma, the likely target again on the line. Can they find her? Lovely ball in again. And this time she was in the area. The referee's not noticing. She scores. Albertina Kasoma, goal number 6. Angola, 3 goals to the good. And we're heading into the final quarter of this game. All of a sudden, into the business end of the match. And Czechia find themselves without a real avenue back in. They're very much playing at Angola's tempo. They're playing Angola's game, and they're losing it. We doubled the amount of saves made by Novotna in comparison to Alberto. Angola have had 9 more shots on target. That is the big difference. You can save as many as you like. If your teammates in the attack aren't shooting properly, then there's not much you can do. Desartova being held up outside 9 meters as well. Angola doing so well at engaging in the tackle at 9 meters, not giving Czechia a chance to push them in. Helping out from the side this time. Another free throw given. Desartova going alone this time. That's more like it. He seems to be the only shooter at the moment for Czechia. Come in a few minutes ago, 2 goals in quick succession for her, right over the head of the defender. Lovely finish. The keeper already committed to the far post. Nothing more she could do. The referee is calling that one back. Not too sure why. Seems a bit harsh again on Machado. Seemed like there wasn't a traveling violation there. But the Angolans not bothered by it. They go back into the attack. Here we go again. And Machado goes once more. This time doesn't get the breakthrough, but keeps the ball moving. Ball into the line again. 2 defenders around. Another penalty won. And Albertina Kasoma will be in the nightmares of these Czech defenders for the next few days. Desartova doing what she could, getting a little bit of help from the side as Olechkova comes in to give away the penalty. Juliana Machado trying to do what her teammates couldn't do already in this second half. 2 penalties taken, 2 penalties saved by Sabrina Novotna. As we see the 2-minute suspension for Machado against Novotna. And this one missed completely. Another penalty goes astray. That, you have to say, is based on those last penalty saves from Novotna. Such as the impact on the players' minds. She would have come up, stepping onto that 7-meter line, feeling she has to fire it right into the corner as close to the post as possible. Well, she is pretty close to the post, but the wrong side of the post. Czechia, despite their troubles here in this match, have a chance to make it a 1-goal game again, but they give the ball away. And Angola can push in the counter-attack. They decide instead, rightly so, to slow it down. They are a woman up here for the next minute and 10 seconds. Griallo in the center. And then Ganga comes in, trying to keep the ball moving here. Eventually does, ball out to the wing, no space. And then Ganga. Grillo out to the wing. A risky pass out there, but they keep it in possession. They keep it in play. The hand up for passive play now. Shot down low. A lovely finish. I feel like Isabel Griallo was waiting for that opportunity to come again. Got a wicked shot down low. And this time, there was nothing Novotny could do about it. Around the arm of the defender. Lovely shot down low. That's a 3-goal game again, 22-19. Czechia will be back up to full strength in a few seconds' time. Smetkova has been brought off, and Susachkova has joined the attack now. And she gives the ball away there straight away. Is there an empty net to shoot into? Not that Angola are interested. Albertina Kasoma happy to hold on to possession, to build it up again. They're not rushing into anything right now, Angola. They've really dictated the tempo throughout this match, really, but in particular the second half. They've slowed down Czechia. In the attack, they've built up their own attacks nice and smoothly, not being rushed into anything. Oh, lovely play, and the lead extended. Angola finding breakthroughs with ease once again. Griallo, 2 very different goals, but 2 goals in a row. This time with a breakthrough down the right-hand side. And Czechia, seems like they're running out of ideas a little bit. Changing up the backcourt completely again as Veronika Vavrova comes in. Susachkova into Vavrova. Oh, looking very lacking in confidence, really, in front of this defense. And there is the final timeout taken by Czechia. 11 minutes left for them to turn this one around, but as things stand, it's Angola well and truly in command.
Organizácia je dôležitá. Áno. Čiže jedna, Húri teraz vráti val naspäť, hej. Počúvajte. Chceme, opäť si tu dáme to isté, jak v prvom. Dáme si tam Maxa, pivota si dáme sem, tu si to roztiahneme a tu budeme hrať a potom tu budeme hrať. Je to jasné? Buď to, keď to môžeš, nehraj to hneď z prvej, potom to môžeme hrať. Áno, druhá vec, čo si dáme si obieh. Zase dlouhý sem a Val tu pôjde 1 na 1, ale ona ti nedovolí dať tú prírávku, takže dá otočiť. Poďme.
Well, that's the calmest of the timeouts from Czechia so far today. Tomasz Lovati, not quite as impassioned as he was in the first half. He's seen enough to suggest that his team at times have what it takes to turn this around, but at the moment they're lacking a little bit of inspiration. Maybe a little bit of fear when they come up against this Angolan defense. Vavrova now. Allowed to Smetkova, who's come back in and gives away the attacker foul. Well, that is not what the coach had on his tactics board for sure. And the turnover count I mentioned to you about 10 minutes ago. The turnover count was 7 for Czechia and 10 for Angola. Well, that has been turned completely on its head. It's now 13-10, so Angola have taken care of the ball perfectly. They've been making their attacks last and finding solutions every time. Czechia have given the ball away time and time and time again. If it weren't for those 3 penalty misses, Angola will be out of sight. And as it is, just 4 between them at the moment, and another save from Novotná. Rebound picked up. How many times have we seen that as well from these Angolans? Picking up the rebounds, getting a brand new attack each time. There they go again. Ball into the line. That's a lovely pass. Another penalty one. Meanwhile, but how about that for a pass inside from Isabel Griallo? Looking like she was going to take on the shot, drawing in the defenders and popping it in nicely while floating through the air. Well, there's a problem with the penalties, is that they're not scoring them. Griallo steps up this time. She's only taken one in the tournament and scored it. She has the power, that's for sure. She can't, by the way, pass the keeper. That is the 4th penalty missed in this second half from Angola. 3 saves from Novotná, who is putting on a player of the match performance, but her team still losing here by 4 goals, and it's not getting any better. That shot blocked down. Kamila Kordowska thought she saw a breakthrough there, but as soon as she released the shot, it was blocked down. 14 saves, 38% save rate for Sabrina Novotná. A lone star in this Czech side, who are struggling to stay alive in this competition. There, we're going to see some trouble. Line player goes down. Kordowska, the guilty party for shoving Kasoma off the ball. A 2-minute suspension for Kordowska. And let's see how that one played out. I mean, they've had... Yeah, that's a pretty clear shove. She was trying to say that Kasoma was inside the area, but really they've been hyper-aggressive against her, trying to shut her down throughout this match. It's been largely ignored, but when a player goes down like that inside the area, it's hard to ignore it. There we go again now with Angola. A player up, space for them to play into, space for them to find the line again. Lovely ball across, and a simple finish as well. Very composed from Juliana Mercado. 3rd goal for her. And now with 8 minutes left to play, 5-goal game. It's as large a lead as Angola have had all day. They're up by 5 for a brief moment in the first half. Crucially, they're 5 up now, with just 8 minutes left to play in this match. Golovova back in. See if she can start releasing some shots from distance. Smetkova gets it back in the center. Looking for the line, there's nowhere to go. Smetkova held up by 2 defenders, and the clean tackling from Angola is so impressive as well. They're going into contact, they're making those tackles with a clear distance between the 6-meter line and themselves. Long-range shot tipped away, and again, I think it took a touch off Vilma Nganga. Almost 8 minutes since Czechia scored, and they've had... Oh, that's a great save at the far post. Lovely stuff. Alberto, he's not been on top of this goalkeeper battle, but she hasn't needed to be. But Czechia having 2 spells of 8 minutes without scoring in this second half, and you simply cannot do that. They often say if you have 2 5-minute spells or 2 5-goal runs in a game, that makes all the difference when they've had 2 in this second half. And meanwhile, we've seen Sabrina Novotná go down as she concedes that goal. Make a little bit of contact between her and Mercado. Hopefully she's okay. And that is the last thing Czechia need at this moment, and the last thing Sabrina Novotná deserves. You can see there's a bit of a coming together there. Not too bad. Novotná with a grimace on her face, but she's back up on her feet. Hopefully she's okay, because she has been outstanding today for Czechia in what is now looking like a losing effort. Omala, does she fancy a shot from distance? Nobody does at the moment for this Czech side. Smetkova trying to find a way through. It's all a little bit staccato, it's all a little bit broken. There's no flow in the backcourt today. They've had their moments in both halves, but in the second half overall, they've been well and truly beaten. Golovova steps up for her 2nd goal of the game. Too little too late, perhaps. She's 2 from 7 today. We needed that from her a lot earlier. 5 goals in 5 minutes. We've seen turnovers like that before. But the way that Angola are playing with possession, how careful they are with the ball, it'd be hard to see them give up possession too many times. And simply when you have that outlet, it's difficult to stop Albertina Casoma. 7 goals from her today. She's also won about 6 penalties. Outstanding performance. When it comes to player of the match, it's a toss-up between her, Albertina Casoma, and Sabrina Novotná in the Czech goal. Long-range shot off the crossbar. Sholovova scored just moments before. Trying her luck again. This a day to forget for her. She and this Czech side, I think, will now be out of a chance, really, of reaching the quarterfinals. It's not impossible for them still at this point. I think it could well become impossible later today if Brazil and Norway both get a result. Then there's no way back into it for Czechia. With the nature of this competition, it becomes very cutthroat and ruthless very quickly after the preliminary round, where 3 teams make it through out of 4, which gives everyone a chance, really. But after that, when it comes down to reaching the quarterfinals, you have to be different gravy. You have to be able to offer something at a different level. So far, it looks like Angola have that. Czechia do not. And with 2 rounds left to play for them in the main round, they will be on 0 points. It'll all be about placement for them, and placement's still important in terms of the overall rankings and seeding for future tournaments. It all has an impact for this Czech side, also with them considering they'll be hosting the European Championship next year. It's a bit of a building process for them, and a lot of lessons taken on board, undoubtedly. As we see 2 goals in a row for Veronica Mala. The 4 between the sides. They have 3 minutes to try and do something special here. And Angola, see how easy they're creating chances. It's only Novotná that's keeping Czechia in this game right now. Well, the target once again is the line, but they'll find space elsewhere. Or will they? No, it's an attacker foul called. Czechia being given a glimmer of hope here. They can make it a 3-goal game with 2.5 minutes left. Might have something to say. And once again, it's Mala who finds her way through again. 3 goals in quick succession for her. 2.5 minutes left to play. That feels like a bit of a harsh call. There's some clear inside defending as Vilma Nenganga tried to break through. Instead, it was an attacker foul called against her. Angola do have a timeout if needed. At the moment, they won't be panicking just yet. Carlos Viver leaving it in the hands of his team. They have the solutions. 1 more goal should do it for them, but they give the ball away instead. A good turnover, and again, it's Veronica Mala on the counter-attack, and it's saved this time. Well, Mala, who is 5 from 5, almost single-handedly bringing Czechia back into this game. Well, she couldn't find a way through this time. Marta Alberto with the save on the counter-attack. And that should save Angola here. And now the timeout is taken. Carlos Viver realizing it may be time for a little bit of a reset, just to remind his team of how they're going to finish this game off with a victory.
Vamos a trabajar con la punta por detrás, ¿vale? Sí, o podemos hacer, en todo caso, que pase Juliana. No, lo hacemos con Juliana, ¿de acuerdo? Pero jógalo como si fuera 5-1. Déjale el balón aquí, ¿vale? Si mantienen el 5-1, pasas por detrás, Juliana, ¿sí? Y se lo dejamos aquí, ¿de acuerdo? Meninas, estamos a 1 gol y fechamos esto. 1 gol. Pensar que el golaveraje es importante, queda 1 minuto y medio. El golaveraje es importante hasta el final, ¡vamos!
Carlos Viveira has had his say. Now it's up to his team to finish the job. They've been well on top in this game throughout. Now it's up for them to just kill this one off and make sure they take the 2 points with them back to the team hotel and give themselves that chance of a quarter-final spot. That ball played into the line. Well, that's one way to do it. Another free throw given. And with just a minute and 13 seconds left to play, 3 goals between the sides. Angola should be home and dry here. Long range shot. No, not quite. They go for the little trick in the bounce, and it works out a treat as Vilma Nganga gets her 8th goal of the game. That's 4 between the sides again. Now they are home and dry, the Angolans. They can enjoy this final minute. Smetkova trying to cut the deficit here. Czechia, they allowed themselves to believe. For just a moment there, as Veronica Mallow went on that goal hunt. She was denied one crucial time. And Cholovova getting her 3rd, but it's all academic at this point. And the overall goal difference unlikely to come into play here. It will be more about head-to-head goal difference against teams that are level on points with the Angolans. If it comes down to that question in a few days' time, and they won't mind too much about the final score here. It's all about getting the victory, which they have done. 10 seconds left to play in this one. Czechia in possession, looking for a final flourish. Give themselves a little bit of a better look at the scoreline. They do that, but that is that. 60 minutes gone, and Angola picked up their first victory of the main round. A well-deserved victory as well. A wonderful defensive performance. In total control of the flow of the play throughout the 60 minutes. Czechia doing a fine job in the end of making a tight game of it, but honestly the scoreline is not really reflective of just how comfortable Angola were. They really used their full bench beautifully. They used their options on the line and in the backcourt almost to perfection. Albertina Casoma dominating on the line for the Angolans. A wonderful goalkeeper performance from Sabrina Novotna. It was really what kept the Czechs in the game for as long as they were. That doesn't bother Carlos Viveira and his side much. They get the win. They move on to 4 points in this main round. Time for the Player of the Match award. And it goes to Angola's Albertina Casoma. A wonderful performance. I said, dominating on the line, also playing a big role in the heart of defense. 7 goals scored, I think 6 penalties won at the very least. She was an absolute handful. And the teams will be looking at her, in particular their upcoming opponents, Brazil and Sweden, will be looking at her and wondering how they're going to stop her. It's a real weapon Angola have in their hands, and it's a weapon that will really make them contenders for the quarterfinals here. This victory puts them right in the mix. And this is just the first game of the day in the main round over in Dortmund. Next up will be an absolute cracker between Brazil and Republic of Korea. Another important game for the race for the quarterfinals. Brazil heading into this stage with 4 points on the board. We'll see if they can extend that and make a big step towards the quarterfinals. And that will begin in just over an hour's time. Coverage starting at 5:50 Central European time. Until then, take care and goodbye.
big words for us. Okay, it's a win. In our mind, only we have now the next game against Brazil. I don't want to speak.
Albertina, congratulations for a great match with the Czech Republic, with Czechia. So, what was the reason for this win today? Were your team stronger?
I think we came here and we speak together that we will leave everything that we have on the field. If we win, if we lose, we just leave everything and thank God we win the game.
So Angola was in the lead all the time of the match. Had you been afraid that maybe your power is not enough to the end, or were you sure that you have it?
I think in the beginning it was a little bit hard for us, but in the middle of the game I really believe in my team and I thought that we could win the game.
So you have 2 matches ahead. What can we expect from the Angolan team here in Dortmund?
I think the upcoming games are really difficult because Sweden and Brazil, they are a really good team. But like today, we will do the same. We will give everything we have and we will see in the end of the game.
Thank you very much.
Kurzer Blick rüber natürlich auch nach Rotterdam in die Gruppe 1. Da haben wir Dänemark und Ungarn mit jeweils 4 Punkten an der Spitze, gefolgt von Belgien und der Schweiz. Und Japan mit jeweils 2 Punkten. Senegal ist
Hello. For first match in Dortmund, you faced Angola and you lost. I think in the end you had the chance to turn the match around. But what was missing in your match?
Yeah, I think we had struggle with the pivot. She did really good game, and we didn't find solution on how to defend her. So that was the first problem, I think. And then in attack, I think we were not working for each other. We were playing a little bit alone. So that was the biggest issue today.
Is it harder to prepare for a match against an opponent you don't play every year like European teams? Is it harder to find the way to get the match?
I would not say it's harder, but it's different. It's different movement, different kind of handball. But I think that's not excuse for how we play today because we really didn't make a good game.
You still have 2 matches ahead here in Dortmund. What are your goals now?
Yeah, for sure. Tomorrow we will rest a bit and prepare our game for Norway. And we know that will be a tough opponent, but after we will play against Korea, which is for us for sure. We want to end this tournament with a win against them.
Good luck. Thank you very much.
Beyond the game is real emotion. We have to nurture that spark. Grassroots, to global stages. We support those shaping the game. To keep sport a part of life. Feel the emotion.
And number 90, Isabel Yalu. Score by number 10, Albertina Gasova.
Dostaliśmy 6 gólów.
Hay que coordinar bien eso. Los laterales, los ataques de la gañota. Hay que... Bravo, bravo, buena recuperación.
12 zwischen Tschechien und Angola 13:15. (14:15).